Okay, TP2 here. Let me show you or tell you what I have done, and it is 100 degrees right now. I've been mowing. I was mowing through some stuff. I'm sitting up about 9 feet on the tractor. That roll bar is 9.5. I'm sitting up about 9 feet, and I was mowing through stuff I couldn't see over. And my own fault. Back on the back 40, I'm gonna get some goats next year. Gotta get me some goats. That has nothing to do with this. I went back in the back. I had planted 160 jalapenos back on the back 40, and hoping people would just go crazy over jalapenos. I didn't hardly sell any, so I've kind of let them go. Obviously, a lot of them with the mature red fruit on them. So I went back here and dug up 2 or 3 of them, 4 of them actually, and I tried to get as much root as I could. Let me just kind of, I don't want to shake that dirt off. A friend of mine told me his dad told him one time, if you get enough dirt with them, they'll never know they got moved. Well, you just wouldn't believe how hard that soil is down there. So I got what I could. I'm potting them up, and with some potting soil, and I use 3B mix, and that's just because it's what I got and it's what is available to me pretty close by at a nursery place. But what I'm also doing is I've also read and experimented with the fact that when you transplant something, you should take off. Now some of these got some good peppers. I'm keeping the good peppers. Some of these pretty decent peppers. Put them in the jug over there. But the rest of them I'm pulling off. The older ones, the soft, mushy red ones, I'm just throwing those down. But about 1/3 of the plant needs to be pruned if you are transplanting. Probably, especially in the summertime, as hot as it is. I mean, this is just, well, you can see how dry that soil is down there. There's just nothing there. And it was like digging in concrete. But what I'm doing is, each of these limbs, I'm taking off about half of it. I'm going to take off all the fruit now, but I'm taking off about half of the limbs here, and cutting her down to size. I'm going to cut you down to size, baby. Okay. And hopefully that will give her a good, you know, it's probably, some of them going to be 1/3, some of them going to be a half of the limb. And putting it in a pot like that, obviously I don't have a lot of dirt with it, so it's getting a whole lot of potting soil. I've already done one. And this is in an area I've showed you before that I do have some sprinklers, misters, and there's one of them right there, the little orange thing. But this is the pot that I did, and it's I cut off. This was a pretty good size one. I cut off probably half of it. My brother did this last fall. Dug up some of his peppers, put them in the house or in the garage, and brought, took them outside when it was. He lives in Dallas Metroplex area, and when it was sunny, they would take him outside and blah blah blah. He and basically had a very good looking pepper plant, several pepper plants. This fall, I mean this spring, he had to jump on everybody else. So I'm doing this. I'm going to try to do 3 or 4 of them. See how I did 4. I'll see how. I dug up 4. I'll see how many take when I pot them up. Watering them real good. Going to keep them over here. Going to water them real good every day. I'm just hoping they'll take. Pulled all the fruit off of it because I missed a few. Because you don't want any fruit. You want it to really start rooting in that potting soil. Maybe get a little shot of some Miracle Grow or some horse manure or something to kick it a little bit. Anyway, just it might be something that you want to do. Take some of your pepper plants and dig them up and put them in pots as your season comes to a close. Mine is nowhere near coming to a close. But I am through back there. I wanted to mow that down, and before I mowed these pepper plants down, I wanted to salvage a few of them. So anyway, let me take you over here and show you some more that I did. Okay, these are some pepper plants that I dug up in a garden area that was not doing well at all. It's like the first year of a Back to Eden, and I need to do a video on that and just kind of warn you. But I like the Back to Eden method. I've got wood chips everywhere, but the first year is not going to be a great year unless you've got great soil. If you're doing it to try to make your soil better, the first year is not necessarily going to be a good one for you. It was not for me. It's the second or third years when it really starts doing something. You can tell a big difference in, or at least I can, in the native soil I've got and the soil after the Back to Eden is started. So what I did, I dug some of these up that were again in the first year Back to Eden, were just not doing well at all. And for another reason also, I have sprinklers, overhead sprinklers here. I'll be putting in a pipe system like Midlighter does, hopefully this winter, but I didn't get that in. And so right now I've just got the overhead sprinklers, 2 of them on this 48 by, I don't know, I think it's about 48 by 30 raised bed. But these are my whole point was these peppers are peppers that I dug up probably a week and a half ago, and I was a little concerned about them. They you know, I didn't get a whole lot of root with them either, but this is real good soil here and in the raised bed, and boy, they just they're coming on real well, because I pull most of the fruit off, maybe not all of it, but most of it. And those little dudes right there are starting to set some good fruit. Both of those are. So, so it can be done. Again, I moved these. These will go till frost now, till probably early to mid-November, and so I think it was a wise move, because they were doing nothing. I mean, they didn't look near this good over there. So. And part of it is the daily watering. That sprinklers come on twice a day from 7 to 8:30, so they get an hour and a half in the morning and an hour and a half at night. Now, about a week ago I put up a video on the cloned, how to clone tomato plants, and if you will remember, those things looked, you know, they were alright, but they didn't look all that great. But I tell you what, that sucker's 2 feet tall. Blooms on them. Now it's 100 degrees. They may not set fruit. Well, I'll tell you what, there's one that did. So they might. But anyway, I need to come in here and string these up. They're starting to fall over a little bit. That needs to be a project for tomorrow or the next day. I may even video it, because it's I don't think I'm gonna do the Florida weave. I'll do something like it, but I'll do that type of a tie-up. Okay, there's the 4 I did. Again, I'm not saying this is right in the middle of summer is the best time to do this. The reason I'm doing it now is because I was mowing them down. They were planted on the back 40 back there, and I'm mowing my place, so those got mowed down along with peas, and peas were shot. Everything was shot just about, but these still had some growing left in them if they were getting some rain. Back there I do not irrigate, so again, I would say do this, if you'd like to try this, do this at toward the end of your growing season. If your first frost like mine is in November, you may want to try to dig them up in October, or the night before they're calling for a frost. Go out there and dig them up, put them in a pot. What have you got to lose, right? If they die, heck, they were going to die anyway. So I would do this with peppers, tomatoes, I don't know what else. Peppers and tomatoes. I could do it with some other stuff, but you might want to give it a try. That way you have some, if you've got a sunny enough spot, you could probably, or some grow lights, you could probably have tomatoes and peppers from pots all winter long. likely. You know, I'm not sure, but it just depends on how much light you get. I don't have a room that gets that much light. I'll have to put them on the back deck and then move them in when it's going to get frosty, get cold enough to kill them. So this is what I did. They're, you know, they look a little droopy right now. I mean really waterlogged the potting soil in there and in the tubs. So I want them to get as much water as they can. Try to get fill those stems and leaves with water because they are drained out. It was hot, hot, hot. Give it a shot. You may want to try this later on this year. I just thought I'd show it to you now in case you have some issues like I've got that where you want to move some plants. It can be done. Those other peppers look great. These will too. I have no doubt. If I got enough dirt with them, if I got a big enough clump when I dug them up. I got all I could, but it may not have been enough. We'll see. I'll show you the results in maybe a week or so. All right, we go.